Queens of New York podcast. Live on the Evening Rush Network. Real, raw, and uncut Queens.
Hey.
Good Monday.
Good evening. Good Monday. How's everyone feeling?
Everybody's good.
Yo.
Good. What are you drinking?
Juice.
Oh. I'm about to say, damn, already? How was everyone's weekend?
My weekend was long.
Never long enough.
Never. I worked
I had
yesterday.
a good weekend.
I worked yesterday, but I usually have a pretty long weekend because I only work 2 days a week. But I had to work yesterday, so it wasn't a 5-day weekend like I usually have.
You flexing.
Nah, because I do other things. I just don't go to a job more than 2 days a week, but I do other things.
Still flexing.
And I still had to go to my job yesterday. So, am I really flexing?
Absolutely.
For me,
It's a Sunday.
I took the kids to the aquarium. We
I
was
saw
lit.
that.
We had a great time.
That's it?
Yeah, now I'm back.
I thought there was a buildup, like there was gonna be so much more. I took the kids to the
What?
aquarium, we enjoyed a good time. That was it.
We saw the sharks, we saw the stingrays, we saw the good shit. You know what I'm saying? That was it. And they got to touch the starfishes.
I was about to say, I thought they swam with a killer whale.
Nah, we ain't doing all that. We ain't doing
Damn. They just went to the aquarium in Brooklyn. They didn't go to
No,
SeaWorld
we
or
went
nothing.
to the aquarium in New
Jersey?
Jersey.
Oh, Jersey. They
in
didn't go to SeaWorld.
in American Dream Mall. Then we went to Legoland where my kids jacked me for $100.
I mean, did they really? Because if you gave it up.
Nah, they jacked me.
I don't think they did. I think
It
that
was
I think you were
like,
willing.
Daddy, we need Legos.
You were a willing participant.
Nah. I was just looking at them like, no Legos. They was like, nah, we need Legos.
Glasses.
I never had them glasses.
Word.
She like.
I can see you. I'm here.
That's the same thing I used to say
Yo,
when
what
I
up,
used to wear
Mandy?
glasses.
Hi, Mandy.
Nah, it's now Mandy from the CL Max Fitness Show.
Oh,
She was
nice.
just added as an extra host.
Get it, Mandy. Get your hosting on, girl.
Welcome to the network. Yes, welcome.
Nothing like being a host.
That is true.
We got to welcome EJ to our show and Mr. Don.
Yo, what up?
Y'all having me back in y'all presence, man. I can't believe it.
Yo, bro, you should feel honored. You on a Queen show, bro.
This is one of my favorites.
This is an honor. You know how bad I always wanted to get on these shows?
Stop hating.
Just because I wanted to just get at Precious so much because she always talking for that. So now I'm here. What up?
She don't be talking crap. She just talk how she feel. If you feel it's crap, then that's how you feel. She feel one way, you feel another. Agree or disagree?
Y'all could have left him off.
I disagree.
We could have left him off, EJ, and that's a fact. I don't even know why we're looking at him, but okay. Here he go.
No unity here today, brother.
Oh wow, bro. Really, bro?
Wait, which way it is?
Right, you be like this. I don't know. It's this way. That way.
That way.
We talking child support. I got a lot to say about child support. I wasn't able to get it off last week.
Yeah, because you're very bitter. But go ahead. We should let you speak your speech.
Yeah, you're right. I'm not bitter. Hell, if I'm bitter, I used to be bitter. I'm not bitter any longer.
I feel like you still carry a little bit of bitterness. But go ahead. You should really start this off because I came for you today because you were gonna be on this show. So I said, let me make sure I get up, and because I was, like I'm kind of on bed rest, but I was gonna have a little nice setup on the bed and everything. I said, no, let me sit up in a chair for this one.
Nice.
She's coming for your ass today.
You should speak your speech, or do you want me to start it off and then we
Nah,
go?
We could. You can start it off. It's your show. You know what I'm saying? My show is on Wednesday. We checking for you right now.
All right. So on last week Monday, we were talking about child support. Is it the benefit of the child, or is it like a payback for the mom? Like a control. That's what we was talking about. And I mentioned the fact that when I was 19, I got pregnant, and when I was 4 months, the father decided that he didn't want to have the baby. And what you said was, at that point, I had options, as if I had an option to get rid of a kid at 4 months. And then you was kind of like jumping off at the jib. So, but then something happened behind the scenes and you had to go, so you couldn't really finish that convo. So I need you to kind of elaborate, since you feel like at 4 months, my now 6-year-old kind of should have been flushed down the toilet.
Nah, first of all, let's get this straight.
Murder.
Time out.
First
of all, let's get this straight. I love your kids. You know that.
I know. I'm not taking it as a personal thing.
All this entertainment is entertainment. But at the end of the day, I love them kids, and you know that.
Yeah. I'm not taking it as a personal thing against him. No. And I hope nobody watching this show think that me and Don got some type of like behind the scenes.
That's my sister. I love her to death. She know I give her my right hand.
I do.
But I'm talking in a general stance. Okay. When I sit here and say, yo, listen, everybody has an option. When a man sits here and say, yo, listen, check it. You know what I mean? I want to beat. I want to enjoy you. I want to get to know you, or you want to play wifey, hubby, whatever. And it starts off all smooth. That means now says, yo, we want to have a baby. Boom. He backpedals. Whether it's in the first inning or the fourth inning, he backpedals and say, yo, listen, check it out. I don't want to have no baby. I'm good. Option one, you do have 5 months, up to 5 months to get an abortion. It's just a 2-part surgery. So let's get that straight.
That's murder. It's murder. It's murder.
Hold on. Time out. It's not something I agree with. Hold on.
I'm gonna say you say it's not murder.
No, I don't agree. I don't agree with abortion. I'm pro against abortion. So unless you was raped or something like that,
I'm pro against abortion.
That's why I got 9 kids now.
That's not what it's called. Well, okay.
Where he go?
Envy said he had to get the boot.
Where he go? What you trying to say? You pro life, Don?
Yes, that's what he was trying to say. Because I'm like, I'm pro not against abortion. I'm like, that's not what that's called.
But he said he pro not against abortion, right? But then the first thing that came out of his mouth was
you have choices.
You technically got 5 months.
Right, but that's murder. 4 months is murder. You know what sex you're having. You know, you see toes and fingers. That's murder. Yes, all of the head and everything has formed. That's murder.
I mean, back to the original point of question.
Hello, Flavor. Thank you for joining us.
Hi, Flavor. Go ahead, EJ.
The original point of the question. Now, is it like any law, any establishment of law? Is 2 points you got to look at. What is it supposed to be, and what is it actually? Okay. And I think the problem is it's supposed to be something when good to benefit the child, but oftentimes it's used in the latter to be something against the male. And it's not child support's fault. It's not the law. It's the law's fault and those who enforce it. But child support is good and is necessary for those that need it. It's those that are abusing it, because in most states, your income levels looked at. Your income levels looked at, what you contributing. And then, today I tell a lot of brothers, man, there ain't no need for you to have child support if you're going to really be about that action with your kid, because joint custody is real. That'll nip all that shit in the butt.
See, but you one of the few who would actually fight for your kid. It's a lot of people. It's a lot of men who don't do that.
It's
So
a lot of us also because we for years we've been undereducated. To the system is just always been against us, and it's still that way in a large sense. So a lot of brothers, I mean, even me, when I was going down for the point, and if joint custody was already signed and agreed upon, the judge still was like, "You sure? You sure? I think we should fight this for." I'm like, "No, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen because in the state of Maryland, they make you prove up into a year that you have to be fit enough as a separated, and this is a married sense, but as a separated entity, if at any point she couldn't take care of them, they would have been all mine. You know what I mean? And ain't gonna be no child support for me to pay for you to live, because ideally, if you can't pay for yourself and the kids, you have to be reevaluated to say, well, maybe you shouldn't have them. But the judge still, no matter how well I presented it, still tried to find a backdoor way to implement something to tax me.
okay, but you stay consistent though, and you did what you had to do for your children.
A lot of brothers just not informed like that.
Okay, but it's not. But
That's
it's
what
not,
that's what we're saying.
Listen.
Not that they're not informed. Some of them just don't want to have to take the time to do so.
But even if you're not,
No, it's not even that. No, it's not even that because I pay child support. My bad. I'm sorry.
Wait, hold on.
Go ahead.
Even
Go
if
ahead,
you're not
Precious.
informed, it's plenty of educational information out there for you to get. I don't want to go. I don't want to hear. I'm like, some people are not informed. We're all adults, right? When you engage in that sexual activity, you knew what could happen. So now, if you end up on child support or whatever, and it's up to you to know exactly what it is that you have to do for your kids, you should fight tooth and nail. I go for a mother and a father. So I'm standing behind mine, and I'm riding to the end. I go to hell and back for my kids. So, and they father will do the same. And we have did this. We have fought. We have never fought.
But did you take them to child support?
I never took them to child support.
Because you all right. So I take that as you a good woman. Boom. But for a person that's been on child
Wait a
support,
minute. So
hold on.
But someone who take their baby father to court for child support, that makes them not a good woman?
He didn't say that. He didn't say that.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that in the sense.
He did. I'm asking.
No, listen. I'm not saying, yo, y'all not a good woman if you take them to child support, but have the right reason. Don't do it because, oh, I don't want Shorty to get all our money. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna put you on child support, even though I'm me and the kid's life. See what I'm saying? So it's a catch-22 to everything. You know what I'm saying? Because for example, my first son, me being on child support, I respected it. The reason why I respected it is because one, he was in a whole nother state, and I was young. There wasn't gonna be no traveling like that. So you hitting my pockets was what it was. But at the same time, when every summer I was like, yo, send them through. But you know, we conflicted was the whole traveling situation, where she wanted me to pay for him to come here versus. So that's what we conflicted on. You know what I'm saying? But that's just one case. You know what I'm saying? The other one, yo, they just banged me because they didn't know. Apparently, I didn't know where he was all of a sudden. Like I'm hard to find. So
Precious,
she made me pay child support, and then the last two, like I said, I was in the crib, and I still ended up paying child support. So go ahead, bro.
I gotta push back on the education part because
the system, you know what I mean?
I literally just had a client the other day. He was talking to me, and the crazy part is, like, I know the backstory, I know everything that's going on, just because. And he was telling me, like, I'm here, but I don't want to be with any of them. But I'm afraid, and I don't know, because right now they're holding out his kids on both ends. These two baby mothers holding him away from his kids. And I told him, I said, bro, we got to get you to file joint custody and do this, that, and the third. Mm-hmm. And I know what I did. And I know, even though I could walk him through that, one, it's not my job. Two, I would only do that with myself. And when I went looking for legal representation for fighting for custody and fighting against having to set up some type of child support, there was nothing litigation wise.
Yeah, they don't want to help you.
For somebody, there was no litigation, there was no education. Even the groups that preach fatherhood and everything, don't even have that education. So and I'm just in Maryland, but I'm in a East Coast major city. So I mean, it's real that it's a lack of problem. It's a need, and I'm thinking about starting something, but
So
it's a need.
so you mean to tell me that there's in Maryland or wherever we go, there's no legal representation that you can actually retain to educate you and help you with your children. That's what you're trying to tell me right now.
No, I'm saying
Or you
there
trying to
aren't
say that there is no free
there's
information?
there's no free resources
Oh, shit.
that
Okay.
were easily attainable, and everyone that we would look into litigation wise, most of them, I'm not gonna say everybody, but majority of the people we found were in the opposite arena. They were the ones specialized in pursuing child support. One attorney even said, you know what, my expertise has been getting it. I never thought about defending a person.
Well,
So
I
I'm
don't
not saying it doesn't
understand that.
exist. I'm saying if this brother is a brother who has less than a high school degree, not saying you got to have degrees or whatever, but this brother is not educated in this and that, and and the resources that me and him are trying to find are is scarce. It's tough. Now I will agree with y'all wholly that there are a lot of brothers that just don't want to do the work, and they just say, "Fuck it, I'm gonna pay child support." And that's why I tell brothers today versus maybe 20 years ago, I say today it's I can't really accept that you didn't try because it's enough for you to want to go at it now. 20 years ago, I don't know.
But so what I'm hearing from you is basically that the young man that you're trying to assist, you told him first of all, you told him to go for joint custody, right? How he going for joint custody? And if you're looking at it from a legal perspective, if you can't even retain a lawyer, what you paying for? How you going to take somebody's kids? What happened to going for the whole visitation? Let's get on a good schedule. Why is it just straight joint custody? Why is that the first thing that you tell him that he should do? I don't feel like he's even. I don't know the young man, and trust me, I'm not saying anything bad about him, but just like looking at it from me, I'm a litigation assistant, so for me, I'm just like, wait, you don't have money to get like a regular lawyer. Like, get a lawyer. You can get a paid lawyer. Trust me. There's paid lawyers that you can pay. You just have to retain them. You have to pay.
I didn't say that he couldn't afford one. I said
But you
one,
said what we're looking for.
we were looking for advocacy groups that assist you, because in Maryland we have legal aid where you can call them damn near any scenario and they'll walk you through it.
We
There
have
was
that
no
here.
so that when we called legal aid, there was a people that lacked that expertise. Then when we went looking for attorneys, the ones we kept going to were not in that form of representation. They were in the opposite. So I'm not saying he can't afford it, not saying we didn't find every attorney. I'm just saying this is an instance where this brother had help. Think about how many people not even remotely doing that. All of the people we know in criminal activity that don't even they can't even think that far with the court system. So
Is he still looking for a lawyer?
nah, we actually helping him move forward because he doesn't need one. But you know, that was what I didn't want to
Oh,
do
why
because
he don't need one? You was looking for attorney.
no,
Why?
because you could file the paperwork. What I wanted to do as a professional before I remove myself from that capacity was to get him with somebody else. Now I remove myself in the other capacity to say, look, I'm gonna just help you on the arm. So
Well, listen, I hope he do find a resolution. I just don't think full custody is the resolution he should, like, joint custody is like the resolution he should go for. That's like a one size fit all. Like, that's not. It's kind of like saying a one size fit all situation. That's a circumstantial, base by base, case by case situation that you should be applying for joint custody. As far as what I was saying last week was this: when it came down to my son and the actual person who donated that sperm to create him, he decided that he didn't want to be a part after we had already planned the child. So then he came around when my baby was 3 years old. I was already married and my son already had a dad. Period. Like, my son didn't, who are you?
You didn't know him.
But out of the kindness of my heart and being a woman, I said, you know what? against everybody's wishes, I said, I'm gonna allow you to be a father to your son. I didn't need any money from him. I didn't need anything from him. All I needed you to do was be there for your child. He was
Time
there
out.
for 6 months. Go ahead.
Come on.
Go ahead.
First of all, why you gotta be a sperm donor? That's his father. Second of all, even if he's a fuck up or not,
definitely not his father.
hold up. If
Go
he's
ahead.
a fuck up or not, that's still his father.
No, it's
You know
not.
what I'm saying?
No, it's not.
Did y'all have intercourse when he was born? He came out of his sperm?
That sperm that he donated, again, let's
Hold
be
on.
very clear.
Hold
The
on.
sperm
Time out.
that sperm that he donated helped me create the child that I have that I
Okay,
want.
so that's his father. All right. So
No,
back
me-
to what we're saying.
no,
Time out.
that's a sperm donor. Go ahead.
Now, even though you had at that time, we're talking about at that time,
Okay.
you had a husband now who was stepped up to be a great dad.
Thank God.
You know what I mean? Amazing man. Applause to him. Because I'm that person, so I know. At some point, you know, when the father does decide to come back in, as a man, you still gotta play the fence.
No. See,
And I'm gonna tell you why. No, because that is still his father.
Okay, go ahead. I'm gonna let you go on this one. Please tell me your point. Let me see the lights.
Let me chime in because
He just
I'm
said, "You sound like it's about to go."
I need some more juice now.
I'm a product of and Sean knows my father, whatever the case may be. You know, for 30 plus years, I never even spoken to the man. You know, had kids, told him he didn't even exist. You know what I'm saying? And when he came back around off the strength of my cousin's wedding, you know, I spoke to the man. You know what I mean? And as a kid, as a man in New York City, not having their father the entire life, it's different. It's different, and it's I could only imagine that it must be like what a woman with no mother feels like. And very few people can really say and speak to that. And the harsh reality is, no matter what it is, no matter how I felt for 30 plus years, there's still a part of me that will desire that to be the case, to have a father-son relationship.
Did you have a father figure?
That's great.
I've had several
That's
till this day.
My son don't
Hold
have
on, but your anger to him.
And again, I can't speak, Precious. I can't speak to that. But you also got to understand, there's gonna come a point in time your son is gonna feel different.
No, he's not. No, he's
you don't
not.
know that. You don't know that.
If he does, listen to me and listen to me very carefully. You can speak for you. That's my child, and me and my child are very open. One, he ain't lacking no father from anywhere. That's number one. He had one father since
it's not the lack of. But go ahead,
talk. Y'all speak. Hold on. He had one father since he was 1 year old. Okay, one. Not somebody in and out. Not somebody playing with his mama. Not none of that. That's his dad. Period. So here's the thing with me and what up? I let him know from the time he was 8 years old, his situation, the reality of what happened there. And then every year I let him know, if you want me to reach out to this dude, I will. Because I would give my son that respect. But for you to say that, for anybody else to think in any capacity that he's going to be yearning for that, he's not going to yearn for that. He don't know that.
You can't. Hold on. You can't speak upon how a man is gonna feel later on.
If he decides that he want to talk to him, he already know he got my blessing. I don't care. I don't care if he want to talk to him. I have nothing to say to him. And he had this
and that's where it goes. That's fine.
He already had this conversation with his father, and he also had this conversation with his stepfather, and they both agreed that regardless of what, they will walk him through that situation. So when that happens, that's on them, and that's with him. And so what my whole thing is, he's not yearning for something. You can't yearn for something that you don't miss, you don't know.
I think you looking at.
Still want to know. And I'm gonna tell you something.
You on mute.
No,
we can hear her.
Yeah, through your mic.
I can hear her. Yeah.
Hello?
Good.
Okay. My thing is, I know.
No, she's low. We could hear her clearer from Dawn mic.
Okay, can you hear me now?
You know, but go.
Okay. So, but my thing is, I know from experience, even with JoJo, even though she doesn't know him per se because she did not grow up with him, like the first part of her life, from 3 months to 11 years old, he was not there because he was incarcerated. That did not stop the questions. That did not stop the because she was still very much interacting with his family. You understand what I'm saying? So just because he's not
This is
here does
different.
not mean yes
Go
and
with
no.
Toro. Yes, it is.
Like you said, you cannot yearn something you've never had. You can also ask questions. You understand what I'm saying? That's like somebody craving something that they see everybody else have, and they like, well, I want to try it, but I never tried it before. It's kind of the
But
same thing.
what is that he craving that everybody else got that he don't got?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I don't. I think you
No,
looking at yearning.
it's not a Jesus Christ. I'm
I,
really trying to
I
understand
think you
because
took for. I think you took for what I said maybe as a weak point or a negative towards the situation that is now that he has a father in place. And
that's
hold. Let me
for us
finish. Let me
that don't
finish.
exist
Let
here.
me finish. Let me
I'm
finish.
talking about my scenario, not
Let me
y'all.
finish. Let me
Doesn't
finish.
exist here.
Let me finish.
Go
I
ahead.
understand all of that. I've had
Mhm,
several father figures my entire life. I met
mhm,
one in my late 30s to where I feel like it's my father completely. And
mhm.
there's no, it's not that it's a negative desire that I know that this man that has raised me has been here, but biologically, and I don't know if people don't really think about this, but your parents are connected to you in a way that no other person is, whether they've been there or not. That's just like a mother who's lost her child in the system can figure that this is my kid because but there's something there. It's deeper. And I'm not saying he wants for anything or is gonna want for anything, but there's gonna be instances in his life if he never even continues to think about it now, just because he doesn't verbalize it. Y'all might be very close and everything. It might not be on his brain right now, but there's a good chance that maybe one day he would like to know. And it's not at any expense of the current situation. It's just a possibility. It
And
happens.
I clearly said that his father and his stepfather both are willing to walk him through that situation.
I got
I'm
that.
not what I said is, and what I don't think you guys are understanding is, you can to me you cannot yearn something that you don't know. He don't interact with any of those people on that side. How you gonna feel the need to be on that end? You don't know that side. But again, like I said, that's me, that's him, and that's us. So he's here, he's mine, and that's just what it is. And no, I didn't go taking, anybody to child support and all this other type of crap. Not my style. It's not my style. It's not what I was gonna go do. So
I
we
don't
got
got
it.
no kids, so ain't no child support here. So I don't know.
Well, neither one of mine is on child support. I just don't have the unnecessary energy for it. I'm not taking days off from work. I don't have the energy, and I don't want to have the. I don't have the patience for the smart comment of, "Oh, but you got child support, so that's it." In case they needed something extra, because 9 times out of 10, whatever the court appoints is not going to cover the child.
I,
That's
I
just my
think
opinion.
I think any situation where a dude ain't doing what he's supposed to do should be put on child support. I've always said that. I always looked at my mother and said, "Why? Why not?" You know what I mean? And back to the earlier point about the joint custody, the reason I said that about the brother is because he's basically living that life now. The only thing he doesn't have is the legal protection that if they wanted to keep those kids, he can't do nothing. But he's living that he can afford to take care of them, and a lot of brothers can afford it. It's just a matter of lifestyle change that they don't want to have.
Mm-hmm.
Dudes rather pay child support and see their kids when they can because they rather do what they want to do. See, me,
Mhm.
my schedule is very concrete. And anybody know with me or my boys, they know, oh, Monday, Wednesday, every other weekend, they're 20 miles back and forth, and not even 20 miles, less than 20 miles back and forth. Oh, it's your weekend. Boom. Because I altered my lifestyle. I don't want to be free Monday through Friday and then have the third weekend every month. No, I'm every other day, every other weekend, and it's the same with their mom. But a lot of brothers don't want to do that. They rather pay that money and enjoy their lifestyle. That's
Mhm.
what it
But
is.
that's where it goes to. It's for the children. Like the topic it was, is it for the children or is it for control? Y'all developed a system which catered more to the children. You understand what I'm saying? So, like you said, people don't alter, people don't want to compromise, and that's where the conflict comes into play. Forgetting about the child.
Absolutely. And then it's like there are scenarios. Is it really about the child? Like, you know what I mean? Like if we doing everything as is and we paying down the line and we communicate what's needed, there was no way on earth, just out of sheer pride, all of the time that I spent with the kids dolo while you was going to school, while you was doing it, there was no way in hell I was going to be on child support because I know I'm taking care of my kids.
Okay.
What's the
Right.
point? What's the
But
But
point?
you
have
have
people
people
that
that
still
still
put
put
them
them
on
on
child
child
support.
support.
Yeah, and that's what we saying. Is it really for the kids or is it just because you want some control?
It seems
It
like it'd
seems
be a
like it'd
little
be a
bit of
little bit
both.
of both.
Again, it goes back to what the law is supposed to do and how it's used, and then you also got to look at it. Child laws and custody and parental things are things that haven't been reformed. They haven't been changed in a long time. Now they're starting to put things on cards so that if a parent has child support, you can track what they're spending the money on, etc. Because there were people out there abusing it. You got $1 million actors like Johnny Depp and Brad Pitt, who was complaining that the court system is biased, and these dudes could afford to get whatever they want. You know what I mean? So it's real. It happens. I'm just saying.
Which is right. My thing is, Facebook user. I don't think women are more so bitter. I guess it's based on the situation. Sorry.
Okay, Toby. Baby said, I got something to say.
But I'm gonna tell
Nah,
you
yo,
again.
I agree. Women are better, man.
Some
I agree
women
with
are
that
bitter.
too.
Some women are bitter. Some men are bitter.
Absolutely.
We can't
What a
just
man
say
gotta be
women.
bitter for?
People. Some people are bitter.
Right. So it's some dudes out here that choose not to mess with their kid because they're bitter. You know, they're like that's the one thing I always say when we having discussions about our community. If you look at it, and I told Sean, and I think I told y'all this, and I
Yeah.
love being able to come up here and talk about it because it's so many platforms that lack real transparent talk between us. Because when we break it down, and all of the men that y'all can interact with on here that might be positive can tell y'all something negative. It's so much foul shit going on both sides, and I've seen it. You know what I'm saying? And it's up to us to really hold people accountable. Like I don't have nobody in my crew that ain't good fathers or wouldn't be when they are ones. I don't have nobody in my crew at all. Like
That's good.
at all.
Good.
But yo, we gotta pay some bills, man, because these ladies is on fire right now. So
Take a break.
let's take a break, man.
Looking to podcast shows and do not know where to start? The Evening Rush Network can help you with that. Call us at 92.
Take the break.
I don't know what just happened.
Everybody with that.
We're not back. The break ain't even go on.
Looking to podcast shows and do not know where to start? The Evening Rush Network can help you with that. Call us at 929-441-2417
My
or
computer-
email us at theeveningrushnetwork@gmail.com for dates and prices. We got you for all your podcast needs. The Evening Rush Network. Tune in, subscribe, and share.
And we're back. We have a new producer today, people, and we're having a little technical difficulties here and there. Please excuse us.
Yes. Please bear with me. I'm just trying to. I'm used to hosting. I prefer that,
It's the hostess with the mostest. Woo!
girl.
I need some juice.
Whatever.
But anyway,
Dawn is
Well,
terrible.
welcome back. As y'all can see, this topic is child support. Control. Is it for control or is it for the child?
It all depends on the situation. It all depends on the people. Because sometimes it is for the kids and sometimes it is for control.
It all depends. It says
That's
case by case.
Like we said last week, it all depends on the maturity level of the people at hand.
The people involved. Yep.
Mhm.
Pretty much. Because I mean, there's people who go to child support for no reason. Like sometimes I just be like, well, why are you in there? But this ain't my business. Ain't my situation, ain't my business. But it's, you know, I got brothers, so I seen a bit of situation play out, but I also knew my brother needed to do what he had to do. So he got legal representation, and now we're on a good point. We're on a good page as far as where he stands with visitation and joint custody as far as him. But I can't speak on everyone.
Got
Yeah.
that from the divorce. Got that from the divorce. I'm down to one kid on the child support. I'm kind of straight right now. You know what I mean? But
Stop that.
Never mind. Let me mind my business.
Yeah, mind
Yo,
your
bro.
business, EJ.
One.
Mind your business.
Nah, bro, I'm
Right.
keeping it 100. Like, yo.
That's
Nah, I
you.
thought
You
you-
keep it 100. That's your situation, EJ. You stay out of
Yeah.
it. And we all know why EJ better stay out of it.
Chill.
Mind your business, EJ.
It's a lot of intricate situations that be happening like with the individuals on this show. So I don't know. Like maybe I live in my own bubble, but Lord
Precious,
have
what was your motivation again for not doing it? Like, because I asked my moms and she was like, well, I knew I wanted to have you, so it didn't really matter to me. But I was like, yo, you know how many times you told me no, like for them new sneakers, like that could have came in handy. But
She told you no because she didn't want you to have them, not because she didn't have the money.
super facts.
Right.
Mothers will find a
She
way.
was in that learning process.
She just didn't want you to have them.
That's really pretty much. I'm pretty sure
It
that's
could have been because those might have been the sneakers that was gonna get your ass beat. You know how niggas was stealing sneakers back in the day.
It's times that I really wish that I said no to my kids. Okay, especially when especially the oldest one, like he was losing sneakers, like brand new Jordans, brand
Oh
new
my God.
Yeezys, like on a bus. You know what I mean?
Oh my God.
Sneakers.
How do you lose sneakers on the bus?
He left a pair of, y'all know I'm not a sneakerhead, so let me ask JoJo.
He better put everything in his
You
book
like,
bag.
come on, ma. Come on, ma. You ODing right now. You doing too much.
Which one of them Jordans you left on the bus? What was the number?
He said none of your business. I ain't telling you nothing.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about, Mom.
I don't even
Why
know
you
what you're
putting me
talking
on
about.
blast?
Y'all gotta see his face. You don't know which one?
He's sick right now.
It's the what you lost on the bus then? What sneakers? So somebody took your sneakers from you. You told me you lost them on the bus?
Ooh. He made a trade for them bad
We're gonna
boys.
find them right now.
You lost
It's not too late. It's not too late. We're gonna find them right now.
Nah, he lost a pair of joints on the bus. Brand new pair
He
of sneakers.
sold them. He sold those.
I
He sold
don't
them.
I believe it now at this point because he over here talking about some what sneakers, Mom?
What sneakers, Mom? And he sold those. Yeah.
I never had any. I never had any till I got married. And you know, growing up, my mom was like, "Nah, you can't have them." You know, and I grew up with people that used to take them, but I had a size 10, so they was the most desired at that time. So I got to be like a 12, right? But then when I got married, I was like, this is one of the worst. Like, I got it for Christmas. I was like, what the fuck is this? I don't wear these. Like, to this day, I do not wear Jordans. I refuse to ever buy them. I will never buy them ever in my life. Never.
They're not that comfortable either.
I just bought like 3 pairs of Jordans.
But that's what I heard.
Comfortable.
I heard that Jordans is not that comfortable. I don't wear them.
Nah, when you it depends on which ones, and you got to break them in also.
Jordans are not comfortable. I have. If they're not 2s, 3s, 4s, or 5s, I have them. I have 1s. I have 6s. I don't have a pair of 7s and 8s. 9s, 10s, 11s are a little comfortable, but still not that comfortable. They are not sneakers that you are. They are not sneakers that you want to be in all day. They're heavy too.
Because my fresh ones are very comfortable. I don't, you know. After I broke them in, the fresh ones, I call them the fresh ones. They the ones, but they the fresh ones because it's fresh. But yo, they comfortable as hell.
Both
there go my boy Toe.
He said the ones are.
I don't know. For me, ones are not comfortable because high
First
top
of all,
sneakers are
Tone is a true sneakerhead.
You said
Tone
ones
is a
are.
straight to.
comfortable. He said they're comfortable.
No, it looks like
Ones
he's
are
trying to
not
say
comfortable for me. Like I guess I don't know. High top
You might
sneakers
gotta
ain't
get
for
the
me.
right foot size, and you gotta
No.
break them in.
High
he looks like
top
he's trying to say ones
sneakers
are
aren't for
not
me.
comfortable. He looks like he's trying to say ones are not comfortable.
Ones
They
are
are not. I told
are
y'all.
not
He
comfortable.
said ones are. It's
My
comfortable.
kids hate and they ones. They only wore them about 1 or 2 times. They hate them ones. And then the patent leather ones, the black with the red bottom, like my son went to the foot doctor
11s.
and they told him to take the insole. His foot doctor told him to take the insole out of them things. Why you pay too much? You paid $220 for them. You want to take the insole out? You better leave them insoles in. Like why?
All my Jordans I wear once or twice.
Huh?
How we get on Jordan?
Oh,
Bro, we took that was EJ, man. That was EJ.
No, it wasn't me.
He's spending their child support on Jordan.
It did start with you, EJ, because what you was asking me what was my motive for not going down the child support to get sneakers that. Okay, so boom.
And then you brought up the Jordan heist.
Right, because yes,
I brought up the Jordan heist. You brought up the fact that your wife bought you Jordans for your ex-wife.
That was
bought you
after
Jordans.
the fact. That was after the fact. I just wanted to know, what you, what was your motivation? Because I got, I felt like the nose could have been a little, a little bit less.
No, because she would have put that money. She could have put that money. She would have put that money towards what you needed in the house or whatever. Like, to me, my mom and my dad wasn't jacking that whole situation. Like, you don't need nothing from nobody. You have family, and that's just really what it was. And then with the kid's father, like I didn't need to. Like we just came up to an agreement. And then me and him were really bad. Like that wasn't a divorce that was amicable. That divorce was bad.
Had to go.
His mom
I went through a bad divorce too, so I know.
His mom played the mediator, and she was the one who facilitated the funding. So like he'd give it to her, then she'd give it to me when I come and pick up the kids, whatever. And it was never a I'm gonna hold out on money for the kids for this month because I'm not talking to her. I can't stand her. It wasn't like that. He always did. So it's no reason.
But his mother wouldn't allowed him to do that anyway.
Yeah, but like his mother really. I have a really good mother-in-law. I thank God for her every day. I promise I do. She's very sweet. But he did what he had to do, so I didn't have to take him. But with the first one, my mother and my father was like, "Nah, we not doing that." So but funny story though. Funny story is my son was about 4 months. He could have been like 3 or 4 months, and I was like, "I'm gonna go down to child support" because my homegirls was like, "Go get some child support money." I got on a train. The first time my son was on the train, he was like 3 or 4 months. I got on a train with that Eddie Bauer stroller, the big body, the 3-in-1, and the lights on the train shut the fuck down. The train shut down. And it was
that was God saying, "Get off the train, no child support for you."
Look at God.
God was like, no.
Stop.
God said, your mother said you didn't need to. Take your ass home.
Eddie Bauer stroller, right, Envy?
Right.
And I got off at the next stop, which was Nostrand Avenue. I was on the 3 train for Kingston. I got off at Nostrand, and I remember calling my father, and my father was like, "Nobody told this stupid ass to get on the train to go get no child support." So I went and walked my ass the 4 blocks home. So
damn, mad as shit at yourself.
I was gonna go because my friends were kind of urging me to go, and then I just was like, "Oh, you gonna take it, this kid?" But
was it the winter or was it the summer that's happened?
It was the winter. My baby's born in December. Yeah,
that's the worst.
Yeah. And I had the little diaper bag. Just
child support in the winter is crazy.
Yeah,
it's crazy in there. You be cold. Everybody be staring at you. You talking to another man. Him giving you his story. Yo, why am I here?
Man.
Yo, this should be real out in there, man. Yo, everybody sitting there rocking back and forth. What you think the judge gonna say? What you gonna think the judge gonna say? I don't know. Fuck that. I've been doing what I'm supposed to do. I don't get it. Like I don't even know why I'm here. You know what I mean? So it'd be crazy up in there, man.
No, everybody got time for that because women be in there too, rocking back and forth, talking to each other. This is the man. Yes,
they be on the other side with their new beau talking shit, and that nigga talking crazy. Yeah,
Why
this
they
nigga
always
say
gotta be
something to me,
with
I'm gonna fuck him up. Yo, that's how we go down. Yo, that's how it go down in court. Yo, you be like ready to fuck the nigga up. Like, yo, this nigga, why this nigga even here? I'm trying to understand why that
Yeah,
nigga even here.
I would not
Like, nigga,
bring.
you ain't got
Not
nothing
unless
to do.
That is
Yeah, shit is like the bookings.
shit
Tell him,
like
bro.
bookings.
Yo, like, straight up, you be like, yo, why am I even here? And then
Unless I was dealing with a baby father who was a little violent, I don't think that I would. If I had a new man, I don't think that I would bring him with me. Like, what is he here for?
Yeah, like, what is he gonna say
that's
in
an
court?
instance for sure where it's a power situation, because it's like, yeah, he coming for support, but he coming to threaten your ass.
Yeah, it is what it is, because you know you can get it in over there. You can get it in there. You can get it in criminal, child support court, because they take forever to come in. So you get
That
in
is kind of crazy
And
though.
family, it's not called child support court. It's called family court.
whatever. Yo,
Child
then on
support
top of
court.
that, when you walk through the door, niggas get mad because they can't come in.
There.
They be like, "Oh, I wanted to come in. What the fuck? You wasn't even
family
supposed to
court.
be in. Like, you have nothing to do with me and my child."
I'm really trying to imagine this scenario.
Nah, it was.
Bring
It was
the next man to the child support. Like, why is he? First of all, he should feel like a
surprised
bird.
when people do when they being petty.
people are weird and they do weird shit. But I remember when I worked for Summer Youth. I worked for Family Court for 2 summers. And I worked in the office and I bought like the little dockets to the judge or whatever. But when people were coming in and they were like, "Oh yeah, my child's name is X, Y, Z," the names that people give their kids
be crazy. You saw Daniqua?
This damn child's name was name, but name.
Wow.
First name, last name, but. I was like, y'all didn't.
It was confused.
Give them a name. Like, I guess because they didn't name the child yet, so they just named them names.
He didn't want to sign the birth certificate.
No, it wasn't nothing to do with the father.
Oh,
they was like a Muslim,
I was gonna say it's a cultural thing.
When you
thing.
Also when you there, like if you don't sign the birth certificate,
my father did not sign my birth certificate. My father did not sign my birth certificate. I have a name.
Hold on, let niggas know. Like if you don't sign the birth certificate, you do. There's a legal, clause in there where because you ain't signed a birth certificate, you do not have to pay child support sometimes. So there's a legal catch-22 on that.
DNA must be proven.
I'm about to say, you just have to take a DNA test, a paternity test.
But once you sign that birth certificate, legally, whether you the father, you the not, in New York, I don't know, in certain states.
Shit, if you married and they ain't your child. If y'all are married and they have a child on the outside, that is your child.
That's it. Legally, you financially responsible for that child.
Not so after we divorced, winch.
Yeah, yo, she take you to court, bro.
If y'all get divorced. But if y'all not divorced, that's your child, bro.
We definitely are. We definitely are. Post haste.
But that is the truth though.
But you are financially, if you sign a birth certificate, you're financially responsible for that child. You cannot say no, yes, until they find the father.
You agreed. You signed that birth certificate. This is my child. I am the father.
Yeah. She can actually get bread from you until that shit pops. Till they find dad. So you dad until you getting check money taken out your check until they find homie. That can be crazy.
Even though you know that's not your kid, that is definitely legal. Like if you find that, that's why they ask you that, like in front of the nurse, like, are you acknowledging paternity? Because you.
But my thing is, in the hospital, it's free. A DNA test is free.
Yeah, but you know what it is? You don't want to go through that bullshit with baby moms like that. What if that is your baby? Now you dealing with her on some bullshit after the fact because she's gonna be on some bullshit. Like really?
Look, at this point, just take if it's free in the hospital just take it because otherwise you gotta pay $600.
It's really they really should mandate that.
I mean, it should be.
I'm really one of those females because I have so many guys in my family.
You said this before.
Yeah, and I have sons. Like, I really feel like it should be mandatory. I'm not a woman that's afraid of a DNA test. I know who the dad is. So how can I get offended? But I know a lot of women will be offended. I'm like, why would you be offended if you know the dad? If y'all,
I don't know. Like, listen, remember the girl on Maury?
Because then you trying to testify that, like, you think I did something. I guess that's what other people would be thinking.
Times. She was up there 13 times. Remember Maria from Maury's show?
No,
up there 13 down.
You want
13 times because she ain't know who the dad was.
Yeah,
every day, every time she come up there, that's the father. That's the father. He is not the father. She go crazy.
First of all, I can't believe those damn shows anyway, because I think those people are paid anyway, because the way they act, the way they be acting up there.
Nah. Maury with the child support joints be real. Steve Wilkos with the child support shit be real. So some of them is real.
What is the one from Steve Wilkos? That's your man. Is that your man? Look at the screen. That's my man, and I'm gonna stick beside him.
No, paternity court though. Paternity court on YouTube. Now that's some funny.
Oh yeah.
It comes on regular TV.
It comes on regular TV.
YouTube be having all the things though. But
in the daytime, me and my mother watch that together when I ain't gotta go to work.
Paternity court be having me weak. I'm like, oh man. But no, I honestly do believe that a man should be entitled to a DNA test. I don't think that it should be looked at as a bad thing. I think that maybe the way some men might approach women when they want to say it, like, bitch, give me a DNA or whatever.
Bitch, is this my child or not?
I don't think there's any subtle way for a guy to say. I don't think there's any subtle or great way for a guy to say, and Precious, remove yourself out of this because you're an anomaly. But envy, y'all both are anomalies for many reasons. No child support, y'all great mothers. But listen, there are a lot of women out here, even if they are doing dirt, there's no easy way for a guy to be like, do you think I could have that DNA test now?
Yeah.
You'll be like, nigga, no.
Nigga, you in here rubbing my belly.
Well, you could get a paternity test at CVS for $30.
You gotta swap, but you gotta swap your kid. That's disrespectful. That's 100% disrespectful.
You gotta take a paternity test that is actually acknowledged by the court, because
I'm just saying, like, if you wanted to know on the sneak tip and not let them know.
Some women be like, oh, you took that home test. That home test is nothing. You could have been anybody's spit, blah blah blah. So if it's not acknowledged by the court, like,
what you do is you swab your mouth, you swab your baby mouth, and then you send it in. But hold on, if it's your brother's kid, it might not come back right because it still might be the same DNA. Remember, your father's still in there somewhere. So you know what I mean?
Your brother's kid.
Why was your brother sleeping with your baby mother? Shit happens. I get it.
It happens, kid. Shit happens.
I agree with the
Then you got a bigger problem on your hands than just not being your child. You gotta whoop your brother's ass.
Why you gotta whoop your brother's ass? Nah, you gotta talk about it. I think communication is the key.
No.
Communication is the key. If your brother got
communication is key, but people like when some siblings they don't see eye to eye, and some siblings do shit out of spite.
Mm-hmm. I think DNA test to be rendered and proven what the urban go through for the child support. That's just my opinion. Huh?
You said what?
The money that the people get. That's what people child support. I think that should be proven as well, monthly, quarterly, however, because you got a lot of people that's getting child support and they don't use it on account.
Right.
So I think that should be put in place as well. You got people using child support, paying rent.
Yeah, because the idea.
You're supposed to pay rent with it.
No, you're not. The idea.
And not on holidays and trips and shit like that.
No, the idea of child. No, let me stop you because you don't know shit.
No.
The idea is, hold up. The idea is, if you you're not supposed to pay that other parent's rent. Like Precious said, I have family. If she couldn't stay somewhere, I'm pretty sure she would have lived with somebody, even though it's not the most ideal thing. The idea is with child support, it's an assistance, and it's an assistance. Okay, if you got daycare, private school, whatever. But if you can't pay your rent, then bring me my fucking kids. Like if something happens, if I get killed, if the father gets killed tomorrow and you can't pay your rent, now what?
But you know, in
Exactly.
child support, they
Exactly.
factor in child
They
support.
do factor rent in. It's supposed to be
And
you're
that's
supposed
why
to pay
it's some
half.
bullshit.
And that's why
The kid, I'm with you, Roz. The kids need roof over their
they
head.
need
Right.
a
That's what
they
it's supposed to be for. You're supposed to pay for shelter.
Yes.
You're
Food.
supposed to pay for food.
Okay, so what happens at 21
and
or
schooling.
24 when child support is done? Then what?
That bitch on her own.
Then that's that
Excuse me, I'm sorry,
Right,
my
so
bad.
Don't worry. It don't matter. The child is no longer supposed to be in the house, so I no longer have to
So-
pay help. You pay
I
rent.
personally
Let's
feel
clarify. If
it
it's a
shouldn't be
percentage,
factored in.
I don't think it should be factored in either. But if it's a percentage, cool. But if we talking about you using, I mean, I've seen. I mean, and not to mention if you're in public housing
Right.
But they
and you're
use
getting
that-
$600 a month.
No, but they use that. to
Try
determine-
$1,200 a month, my nigga. Stop playing. Y'all talking like that should be little money.
All
It
right,
could
but
be
no,
$1,200 a month or
but
more.
they use that. They use that.
But my
to
question is,
determine-
all right, hold up, time out. We talked about how women use it, but how do y'all think that affects the father when he can't afford to put a roof over his head? When he can't have a car.
The
See what
court
I'm
is supposed to take 19% of your pay.
17%. Oh yeah, it went up. It went up.
It went up to 19%.
Yeah,
Sir.
it must have went up because it was 17% when I
Is
signed
this
on.
before? Is
But
this
go
gross?
ahead.
Is this gross or after taxes?
Yeah, nah,
This
it's
is
gross.
it's before,
Exactly, which is another
it's before taxes.
which is another asinine ideal of child support
But
because
that's another asinine idea of taxes. You get
oh yeah, well yeah, I mean
I gotta
yeah,
pay
well,
taxes, so why shouldn't that
Yeah.
money come out of with my taxes? I'm paying the state and I'm paying for kids.
The United
Stop
States is
playing,
not gonna
man.
pay for your kid, brother. Not because of you.
It's
Maybe
17
because of
for
other
one
things, but
child.
not because of
All
you.
right, but at the end of the day, a nigga is fucked up. Like I'm in the street because I can barely. Yo, when a nigga make a check of $122, what the fuck is he doing with that to pay? What rent he paying?
Okay, so you said, wait, hold on. So you said $122, right? So all right,
What up, B?
one child in New York is 17, 2 kids is 25, 3 is 29, 31. So you said one child, right? So you said 122. Let me do the math. Hold on.
Oh, you also
122.
oh, wow, medical too?
Huh?
No, be
Yes.
close to the comment.
Yes.
Okay, so
But see, if a dude is smart, and
Yes, we are legal
benefits-
for medical too.
But the whole thing is children in New York State. I don't know if anywhere else. It doesn't matter how much money you make at this point. Children can get free medical, dental, and vision.
yeah.
That's Medicaid. But you know what? Even if they on Medicaid, that woman is on Medicaid, guess what? That's gonna affect your child support.
and it does because they still have to when they apply for benefits.
If they
still
gotta
have
pay a
to-
copay, all of that.
They
shit
still have to
affects you.
show that they've put the man on child support. When I was running
Mm-hmm.
the daycare unit for Baltimore City, and God forgive me, anybody watching this.
EJ,
You know, I would-
you sound like you had a host of jobs here, my man.
Oh yeah, I did a little something, you know.
That
But
nigga was
I
a senator at one time. Stop
EJ,
playing.
stop it.
never went broke.
I was telling the ladies that had guys that was like, yo, my baby father really is here. We just need assistance. I was like, look, make him write a notarized letter saying this is how much he gives you. It's not court ordered, and we would accept that. But again, if I wasn't the male in that position saying that, they would have had to go down to child support just to get daycare.
Mhm.
Now we know daycare more than anything. That's
Yeah.
the real shit. Now, if you're a woman and you're not working and you
You get
child
yourself
support,
a voucher.
but if you're not working, what do you have daycare for?
Right.
But that's why they put.
I mean, you may not be able to. Daycare isn't just to babysit your children; it's also to teach them.
What do you think? Well,
I'm just asking.
It depends on what daycare you go to, because I took the kids to daycare once, the first spot we went to, and they were just sitting there all day in chairs, Pampers all fucked. That's why we had to get them out, because they had rashes and shit. So it depends on what daycare you go. And we was paying them $1,000 a week.
Did you vet them before you put your kids in there? Did you go in
Yeah.
there?
Well, I ain't gonna lie. I ain't a nigga that handles school and shit. That's mama job. I ain't on that shit. I ain't on that type of time. I don't handle school.
It kind of was.
Except for going up there when there's bullshit. But go ahead.
But
it kind of was your fault because y'all didn't vet y'all didn't vet where y'all was sending the
Nah,
children.
everybody.
But if a woman's not working, what do they need vouchers
Just
for?
because everyone's kid went there didn't mean it was a good school. I only say that because I know, because my sister's she works
Runs
at
a
daycares.
daycare.
Like she not runs a daycare. She's a teacher at daycare. She's been a teacher at several daycares.
Shout out to
And
Head Start.
she makes lesson plans and stuff for her children. So I know it's not just for them to babysit people's kids. Some schools actually teach your child. So that might not be something that you can do.
The school they in now, yo, bomb. Big up to Northside, man. For real.
Exactly. But
Shout out
that's
to
what I'm
Northside
saying.
all
Like,
day.
before you put your kid in a school, you gotta vet it. You would have known those red flags were there, and not to blame, place no blame. But what I'm saying in general, for anybody, you're supposed to vet where you sending your children to.
No
Like,
question.
No, listen, this school got high ratings and everything, but it's just that they didn't do my kids right. To me, I felt like they didn't do my kids right.
What it could have been is the specific teacher that they had. That classroom wasn't doing shit.
Yeah, I agree with you. But like I said, we did 3 months at 1,000, and I was like, yo, it's time to go. They gotta get out of there.
$500 a piece, pretty much.
I can tell you from experience, I seen some foul shit. I would see certain people come down, apply for vouchers for daycare, knowing they don't have custody of their kids, and they wards of the state. And I'd be like, ma'am, you know we
never
could
knew what,
shit, right?
but with New York State, you can't. With New York City, you cannot just get vouchers. You have to prove employment.
Mm-hmm.
No, I said attempt.
Oh no, no. I was talking about your earlier point, not now. But you can't.
You let it be known.
If there's a mom, like, why would you? If you're not working, why do you need babysitting or daycare? Well, there are moms who actually are in school, so they still need. Like,
and it's all type of stuff. It's all type of stuff you qualify for. Like, I also ran the work program, so it was like if you was in the 36 or whatever weeks it was work program, and you had to attend that, whether it's court order, drug related, or just unemployment related, you would get vouchers for that and more. So I mean, I respect all of that, but it was a lot of motherfuckers. I had to be like, yo, you scamming right now. Like, you didn't come to the work program and you're not getting your vouchers.
Not getting your vouchers. All across the world. Like you
ain't gonna get no voucher, nigga.
Hold on. No, because in New York, hold on. Don't get it right now. You be having these weed smoking women that come in to the daycare, drop their kid off with the voucher situation, and go back home and chill. Because that's their job. But they got the voucher. So, you know what I'm saying? Then you got people that's working hard trying to get the voucher, and they can't get it, or they give them the runaround to get it.
Mm-hmm.
So
that is true.
The system is crazy. That goes with food stamps, all of that.
The system is crazy. It's like you can't make a certain amount of money to get help. But goddamn it, we need more than this to get help.
Yo, if it wasn't, I'm not gonna lie. If it wasn't for the pandemic, a lot of people wouldn't be getting the shit they getting. The pandemic helped a lot of people, even though it killed a lot of motherfuckers, but it helped a lot of motherfuckers get shit they never could get or was accessible to. You know what I'm saying? Like they house rent shit. That shit is being paid by the city, by the government. People wasn't getting that shit.
What do you mean, Section 8?
No, not Section 8.
Yo, remember when they shut down
housing assistance.
Housing assistance. You couldn't get bread from Section 8. They kept telling you, yo, Section 8 backed up. You on the list for like 9 years.
No, Section 8 was closed, but Section 8 is now.
You couldn't get it. No, it wasn't that Section 8 was no. They weren't taking any new people. But if you were on Section,
we didn't have.
Hold on. But that's something you couldn't get now. But hold up, if you go to a certain site right now, I don't know the site, so I ain't gonna bring the site up. But if you go to a certain site now, they'll pay your rent.
Yeah, the Feds gave cities.
They bought Section 8
back. Feds gave cities money allocation for that.
That's not Section 8.
But this is what I'm saying. You wasn't able to get those funds. Those funds was not even like people right now that couldn't get food stamps. They're getting food stamps because they got kids.
And they getting a lot of food stamps.
No, I applied for
Just because you got kids.
You make too much money, honey.
Oh, son, I
Yeah,
applied for
same
food.
shit with me. I was trying to
I
get food
applied.
stamps in school. I got denied like 30 times, and I'm like, yo,
Get your ass some
it all
food stamps
depends on
on. You
it
got
all
enough
depends-
children to feed.
It all depends on your state because Maryland was dishing it out just cause.
I got
Because-
paid.
No, I'm telling y'all, they was giving out food stamps. I don't know, Precious. I don't know what. I guess you were making too much money.
yo,
I'm
when I was
telling
making-
you,
hold up.
I'm telling you, it's because you made too much money for three
Listen,
people.
It
Hold on,
depends.
time
It
out.
depends on your state.
Rainbow. I was making $10 an hour at the time, and them niggas told me I was making too much money.
That was then. But during
Now
the
that I'm making
pandemic,
what I'm making now, they definitely saying, yo.
no,
you
but
make
what
too
I'm
much
trying to
money,
say is
my nigga.
during the pandemic, they were giving more people. They were giving people who didn't qualify before for food stamps. They were giving them
Yeah.
food stamps. But
now.
But you still couldn't make over a certain amount. And like if you put in the correct amount, they were like, hell no. But they were asking people for like they would like ask you to prove it. But some
It
at
doesn't matter
points
what you put in.
at
And
some
I'm telling you
points
from example, from experience.
at
I
some
didn't
points
put none of that information in. They gave me whatever they gave me, and they sent me a letter and said, "You make too much money." So it doesn't matter what you put in because it's in the system. You understand what I'm saying? So just because they was giving it out because the kids were home, they wasn't giving it out
Right.
just because it was a pandemic.
It's
They was
COVID
giving it out
COVID
because
relief.
COVID get a COVID relief package, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, once the federal government had that extra money, gave it. But what I did get was the school pandemic food stamps. So I got
That's what I was talking about.
It was
But that shit feel good, right? That shit feel good, right? That shit feel good, right?
I had $420.
I gave it away.
Right?
Shit.
No.
No, but I'm saying that shit feel good, right? That shit feel good when you getting something. When you getting them stomach yummy, them shit
I
feel
gave
good.
it away to the other side.
You gave it to the other side, bro.
I got $426 times 2 because I got one the card because I don't have a EBT card.
Benefit card.
Bring it in the kids' name. So one was in one name, one was in the other. So I gave my mother-in-law one. Boom, $426 for you.
Okay, you talking too much. You talking too much. That's
Talking
it.
too much.
You telling the secret. Thanks to be watching.
You
Thanks
giving
to
it
be
to us.
watching.
All right. But boom,
You
that's
talking
the
too
kids-
much.
No, the kids is there though too. You know they split houses.
Yeah, I know. I'm
That's-
with you,
that's-
bro.
Shout out to
I'm
you
with
for
you.
and that great teamwork.
She has to provide for where her children stay.
Great teamwork. Shout out to you for that great teamwork.
Coat.
Now you're doing too much. 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 Now you're doing too much.
When?
So we
Fur
gotta
coat,
get
no.
back to our topic because we all over the
You
place.
can ask my sister. I wore, and you can ask Wes. I wore a fur coat to Walmart. And
Why would you do such a thing?
shit out of there? Woo, woo. I was so happy to get
She
that.
felt rich, bitch.
A fur coat and red bottoms. A
She
fur
got
coat
a
and
rich
red
girl
bottoms.
benefit card. Bitch.
And I ain't have on no red bottoms. I have some regular like Vapor Max or whatever. But
I don't know what that
had a
is.
fur coat. I was
Some
so
Nikes.
excited.
Oh.
I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. When I first used the benefit card, I was kind of scared. I was kind of scared they was gonna lock us up with some shit. I was nervous.
I was in
You
college
better
on
use
food
it all
stamps.
before they take the shit away. Swipe.
Word.
Nigga,
Oh no. I'm swiping that bitch early now.
I was a college
Taking the
athlete
number if
on
they
food
can't. They
stamps.
let me.
Yo,
You know what I mean?
I
Yo,
knew
I
I
was-
wasn't going to jail. Y'all gave this to me y'all gave this to the kid because he was home. I'm good with this, but I was in there. I thought they was gonna snatch some food stamps back. I was like, girl, grab that for me, grab that. And then my neighbor,
Yo.
she was gone.
It's like when you hear that music, they be like, you have
People that got the same
$0
benefits.
in cash. You have
Yo, hold up. But you know what's crazy?
What was it, $426? You have $426 for what is it, food stamps?
Nah, but you know what's crazy?
Give me
I ain't gonna lie.
Give 'em
I'm
up.
not gonna lie. You know what's crazy? We used all them shits up real quick because we don't want to get caught up in some bullshit like, oh, we ain't getting it next month.
Let me tell you
get all this
something.
food.
That's where all the
Freeze-
seafood boils
You
was
got
coming
the
from.
freezer full, the refrigerator full,
I
the other
bet.
freezer full.
That's you. I'm not
Listen.
talking about you, but you know, everybody online was having their little seafood bowls or whatever. That's why.
What you say,
Yeah.
Envy?
Listen,
I said you have people that got all those benefits and cash them in.
yeah,
Mhm.
Listen,
Crazy.
I was a college athlete on food stamps, so I ain't never been ashamed of shit. I went down there. I took 10 of my teammates. I said, "Look, we qualify. Let's apply." And guess what? Guess what? We totally abused them shits. But
let me tell you something. As a college student, you should.
People be ashamed to swipe a food stamp.
Shit, I never thought about that.
Let me tell you
I could've
something.
been on
Swiping
that
the
type of
card is
time.
better than when you actually had to present a goddamn food stamp.
oh yeah, and
The college money.
the WIC
You be
checks,
like,
the WIC checks used to be the worst.
you be like
Hell
this.
yeah.
Yeah.
Put that on the
Oh, I love what.
The shit never went through the machine right, and then people be like, "Damn,
Oh,
you here
I
with
was
your
there.
WIC check, yo? You here with your WIC checks? Take that shit to the back." I'm like,
Don't get on the line. Don't get on
Oh,
the line.
nah.
You see the order
I was
simple.
good on the WIC checks, bro.
Yo, me
Milk
too.
was coming in nice. Cheese.
no, I'm saying
You
them
get your
shits was
honey crunch, honey
more
bunches of oats.
embarrassing.
Stop
Them
playing,
shits was
man.
more.
This as a conversation because
Them
we
shits-
know what
Them shits. Listen, them shits was embarrassing.
Which
No.
checks is not embarrassing. Which checks
They
is
were to
not
me. Fuck
embarrassing?
that,
WIC checks.
because it
No,
always held up the line,
Wait,
yo.
man, watch the podcast.
No, nah. I was
You
getting
talking about the paper? We don't
Yeah.
do paper up here. Nah, we got the card up here, bro.
I'm saying
We'll
back
do
then.
paper.
I'm
No, he's
talking.
talking back in
I'm
the
talking
day.
about then.
Oh,
And-
you
and-
okay.
And the shit.
Yo, remember when the Chinese restaurant used to take food stamps? You have to go in there
That-
and you have to. I don't know about nobody else, but I would wait till everybody left till I fucking go. I
Hold on,
was
hold
a
on.
little embarrassed.
Shout to the spot on 32nd in Coney Island. Always
Don't
took
tell
food
people
stamps.
business.
Nah.
Oh.
There's two of them now, so we good. You ain't gonna know about my man. My man and them was good over there. They was always
The-
swiping my card
the
for
WIC is
the
now
rest
hard.
of the month.
Wick is a card.
WIC is a card now.
Yeah,
Mhm.
WIC is the card now.
Everything's a card now.
Facts.
Yeah,
I'm with
before you
that.
used to have to sign the back.
And then you know what always happened? You know what always happened with the WIC shit too? You would get the formula and it wouldn't be specific as to which kind they take. It'll just be like Gerber or whatever, right? And they'd be like, "Oh no, this
Yo,
is
we don't do
the
Gerber.
this is the
We
sensitive
don't do
stomach
Gerber.
version. You got to go find it." So now everybody in the line like, "This is some bullshit." I had to
Yeah.
do the WIC. I had to do all of the shopping. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, I don't
take
do
that
Gerber.
shit personal.
Fuck Gerber.
No,
I did
read
Infamil.
that.
Shout out to Infamil. I got Infamil babies.
Infamil
Ain't
was
no
the truth.
Gerber. I don't do
Infamil
no
was the truth.
Gerber.
I don't know.
Gerber
We was
had-
on Similac
Had
over
all
here.
the shit in. Nah. Oh yeah, back then
Similac
we
was
had
good
Similac.
too.
I was a breastfed
Yeah.
baby. I was 3 years old, and I breastfed my kids today with 1.
Well,
So I
hold
didn't-
on. You sucked on the nipple until you was 3 years old.
Mhm,
It
and I was-
happened.
God damn,
And
you
then
blessed.
right to the thumb.
You blessed. No, you blessed. Yo,
With
shout
teeth
to
and
you.
everything.
Yeah,
Yeah,
my,
I was
God
with it.
bless.
my mother
Word.
was
My
like,
mother would have been told me to get the fuck up out of here.
oh,
I
yeah.
got jealous. I ain't gonna lie. I got jealous. I got
Nah, by the
jealous.
gotta
time-
relax.
by
The
time-
babies was getting more milk than I was, so I got jealous.
You gotta
Hell yeah.
relax. You're
Yo,
disgusting.
Dawn, that's nasty.
Yeah.
it's real though. It's real. I'm being real.
That's
That is
nasty.
kinda
I just
like,
watched the
whoa,
TikTok.
whoa.
Look, I just watched the TikTok and this girl put a breast milk in her man's cereal, and he's like,
Oh yeah, I
"Your
just
milk
watched
tastes
that one.
funny."
He like,
See, that shit going a little too far. This
That is
TikTok
going
shit.
too far. I think that's
Going a
really
little too
wild.
far.
Like, you know
Like, what are you
I'm saying?
doing?
I do TikTok, man.
Like, do your milk taste funny? He just eating cereal like,
This shit's spoiled. I
He
think
was
it's
fucking up
spoiled.
his taste,
"Did you
yo.
check the expiration date on the milk?"
Nah, yo, but breast milk smells like tastes like vanilla, so I don't be understanding, dude. Tastes like vanilla. That shit tastes
I mean,
good
I
as
don't-
fuck.
Vanilla extract or vanilla ice cream? What'd you say, Emily?
Nah,
But to my understanding, it's supposed to taste like whatever you eat. That's why they say don't eat spicy food. Don't
Right.
eat.
Don't drink
heavy
alcohol.
nasty food. Right. Don't drink
Vanilla?
alcohol.
you
Don't
can't
have-
drink alcohol. You're pregnant anyway.
Dawn, vanilla.
You not breastfeeding no more.
Yeah.
You breastfeeding, my nigga.
It's
Yo, that
after the
shit tastes
baby,
like
bro.
vanilla. I was
Vanilla,
loving
you
that
sure you
shit.
ain't have like no aftertaste in your mouth? Breast milk don't just taste like vanilla. Like I have
Yo,
tasted-
I don't know about y'all breasts, but my breast felt like tastes like vanilla. I was good with it.
They were yours.
I gotta ask your breast. Like, what would you eat? Just vanilla? Because I know your babies ain't just have vanilla, man.
Yo, it tastes like it tastes like vanilla carnation.
Yo, I think
That's what it tastes like.
I think John did one of those things where you put it in your mind that something tastes like something. 'Cause
Nah,
he was like, yo, this tastes like vanilla. Or he was like,
Yo,
vanilla.
breast milk tastes good to me. I was good with it. I was actually good with it
Cambodian breast milk.
until I was kicked off of it because they was like, yo, you stop sucking them titty because the baby I'm like, this some
You're
bullshit.
doing too much. All right, change the
This is
subject.
why you got 9 kids,
I'm
bro.
good.
This is
I'm
why you got
good.
9 kids,
We
bro.
can just change this subject right now.
This is why you got 9 kids, bro.
Ah,
Yo,
Right.
y'all ain't enjoy breast milk. Y'all enjoy breast milk. Like, I don't give.
Who the hell is y'all? I don't. First of all, I don't have no
We're not
kids, but
talking about you.
I
Yeah,
don't have
you
enough
need to.
titties to where I could go like, just cut my own titty and suck it. I don't have enough breasts for that, even if I did have kids. So I wouldn't know what breast milk tastes like.
no,
Nah,
you
they
would
would
have to-
swell
you would
up.
have to
Your
test
titties would
it.
swell up anyway.
Yeah, but you would have to test it. Like you would have to test it. So you test the milk on your hands. So you will test
Yeah.
it. You can know. Thank you,
You
thank
see,
you, butter.
nobody,
Thank you,
ain't
butter.
nobody said I had to lick it.
Thank you,
Yo,
butter.
butter, it tastes like
Thank you,
vanilla.
butter.
I don't
Thank you,
understand. Yes,
butter.
it did. It
He
tastes like
said vanilla
vanilla
extract.
carnation milk. It tastes like vanilla carnation milk.
I gotta really ask some other men because I'm
Wait,
telling you.
time out. Just get off the
Yo, if
subject.
there's any dudes watching right
Off the
now,
subject, please.
tell me what the breast milk tastes like.
I'm
Come on.
mad.
Not
Like,
vanilla,
let's
my
stop
nigga. Off
fronting.
the subject.
Call in 929-441-2417.
Now
Let's
we
know what it is,
on
man.
something is wrong with you, right, butter? Something is wrong
We
with you.
went from child support to food stamps to breast milk now. Now what the fuck is we
But
doing?
butter
He
just
went
had
through all the
Right.
stages.
We gotta get back to the
Facts.
subject because this is
We
crazy.
were on child support. Then we went to Jordan.
We
Went back
talking
to
about
child
child
support.
support.
Wait, but
We
butter
talking
just
about
had a
child
whole
support.
birthday. Happy belated
Happy
birthday,
birthday.
butter.
Happy belated
Word.
birthday,
Shout out.
cousin.
Shout out
Woo.
to Saints by Butter, man. You already know what it is.
Yeah.
I'm
He
hungry,
went
y'all.
through-
I don't know
he went
about
through all
y'all.
the stages.
Let's run it back in. Let's get off the breast milk. That tastes like vanilla.
Alright.
But
Yes,
let's get back to
please.
child support.
So whoever's just now tuning in, the topic is part 2 of child support. For control, or is it for the child? Right.
So
I see how you did. Okay.
So what is EJ? What is your consensus? What are your final thoughts about child support? What is your consensus? What do you think it's for?
Hopefully I'm not sounding like a robot or nothing, but consistently it's been the same. Like today's day and age, brothers, child support is not the only thing. Get some education, get some assistance, get some litigation, and take care of your kids. If you're not, fuck you. Then get these, run that child support up. Don't be petty. Just do what you need to do. If dude is not doing that, get your money, honey. Get that money, honey.
Don, what do you think?
Yo, I'm just gonna say like this, yo. End of the day, take care of your babies, man. Child support or not, do what you gotta do. Respect the game, man. Like, you know what I mean? Me personally, pay that child support. It doesn't bother me. So whether I pay it or not, I'm kind of good. But take care of your kids. That's it. Like, be there for them. Child support is for what it is, but take care of them kids, man. They need you. They need their father and their mother, regardless of whatever. But you already know what it is, man.
Good. Well, we
I personally feel use the money for the child. Make sure they got their haircut. Make sure they have whatever they need, even for education purposes. Whatever it is, make sure they have what they need. There should be no reason why it's never enough because you're using it for everything else. That's just my opinion. I know a lot of people wouldn't agree from a woman's point of view, but that's just how I look at it. And I honestly feel it should be reported. Like people that get Social Security and stuff, they get an awards letter at the end of the year, and they have to articulate what their money went to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that's why I feel it should be the same thing for women.
I think that if you are going to child support because you're bitter, you're trash. If you are going to child support because they do got a lot of bitter women. Like and y'all know I'm an advocate for women, but it's a lot of bitter women. I see it all the time, especially like on social media. The man moved on, you depressed, you stressed. That don't have nothing to do with your child. Like if you're going to child support because you're bitter, you're trash. If you are on child support because you're not taking care of your kid, you're trash. But for the parents who actually do need to be in child support, then get what you gotta get, do what you gotta do for your kid, continue rocking out because it's hard taking care of these kids, and the majority of the time it's the mom that's stuck with them. So I'm not mad at y'all for doing what you need to do. Child support, it just wasn't my thing, thank God, because I didn't need to go. But if you need to go, then you go and you do what you got to do. Shut up, Rainbow. Go
I didn't
ahead.
have to do what that's it. You need to go, girl,
Right.
go.
Not her telling, right?
But other than that, like I said, if you bitter, you trash. Period. Y'all
I
know
mean,
some
I feel the same way. Like if you just taking the father of your child to court for child support, I mean, just because you're a little bitter, it doesn't make any sense. If you don't need it, then it's what's the sense? But if y'all came to an agreement and that agreement isn't being met, then you have to do what you have to do for you and your child.
Yes,
But
mediate, communicate.
exactly.
That's the main thing. Even whether child support is in place or not. Communication is the main thing.
I mean, some people you can't communicate with. Some people are just idiotic like that, and you literally can't communicate with them. Even if you try to have a civilized conversation with some people.
People that have a third party. So at the end of the day, it's still communication.
No, trust me. Some people, even if you have a third party, it doesn't work out. Some people just don't have the mental capacity to even talk to the mediator.
Yeah, and then
I've seen it with my own eyes that you can try to be as respectful as you want with someone else, but it doesn't mean that they're going to reciprocate the same thing when it comes to you.
Listen, I know ignorance. I know ignorance. My kids are 16 and 14. I still know ignorance. To this day, I know ignorance, okay? But we got a mediator. We got a mediator. Thank
you. We're gonna leave it at that.
Good. Thank God you have a mediator. You have someone who can actually deal with that. But there are cases where there are people who.
And my kids are older, so you know. Like
trust me. These people have older children too, but the other parent is just an asshole.
Oh yeah.
There's no other way to put it. They're an asshole.
I'm past mediation, so I don't know. Like
you're past mediation because you don't need it because you have matured.
Yeah, not even that. I talk to my kids. I ain't gotta talk to my baby mother.
Right.
And when I do,
what happens when the parent that is supposed to take care of the child is also like
when I do talk to my baby mother, it's more now. It's different. We all cordial.
No, I'm talking about when they talk to the kids. When they talk to the kids, it's not a good turnout when they talk to their kids. That's
just really ridiculous and ignorant. Like if you can't even
that's the type of ignorance I'm talking about. Like you want to do all of these things, but you're ignorant to the parent and the child. Like you're gonna get nowhere.
Yeah.
See, I wouldn't even. You couldn't even talk to me though. Like you wouldn't be able to talk to me on my kid. Like if you ignorant, like come on now, just forget it. Now you just need to go.
Nah, to me that's a personal agenda. Yeah, like you should be at the point where your kids are older, especially if your kids are older. You're at that point where you could just have that conversation amongst each other, especially when it comes to something that's going on with the child.
Yeah,
that's where you have that conversation. Like, yo, everything's good. Y'all all right? Da 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 da. Like me, I'm cool. My baby moms don't even stress me. My baby mothers don't stress me anymore. Because I'm past that stage.
I don't need nothing. I don't need no communication. I don't need a hi. I don't need a goodbye. Them kids is old enough. They speak every day. They got their own thing. There's no me there. I don't want to be there. I don't want to be in the middle of that. I'm done with that. Once my kids turned 10, one was 10, one was 8. I didn't need to be in there no more. Nope, gotta go. They got cell phones. There's no way. It's too much.
You sound like my mother. My mother was like, "You're old enough to interact with your father by yourself. I don't have to be there anymore."
Okay, but also, what do y'all think about? Because they had like a meme going on about like the father side of the family is like the deadbeat side of the family, right? That's what they said. They like father side of the family is like deadbeat side of the family. Thank God I cannot relate to. I'm gonna take me from there. But I do have brothers, right? So with one situation, the mom uses the kid as the pawn. Now I'm the aunt, like I'm an aunt. So we all about family in this family. Like we love kids and it's just what it is. But if you EJ gotta go, love you EJ. But So okay, like I said, we
Yeah,
love
you
these
gotta
kids.
deal with the kids.
Oh, we love these kids, and we don't mind these kids. I'm the aunt that would take the kids. Like I'll take the kids all summer for vacation breaks, everything. I don't need you, like
Sure do.
But I had this one situation where I told the, like like I was saying to the mom, I'm like, listen, I don't want to know about you and my brother's
Business, right? That ain't got nothing to do with me.
I can't really, as a woman, I understand you. As a woman, I get you. I get your frustration because he not on top of his game. But as his sister, I have to check
My
him.
loyalty is not to you.
It's not, and I'm gonna check him, but I don't have to let you know that I checked him. That's not
Correct.
fair. That's not what we do in family. So when you start using the kid as a pawn, when you get mad, oh, you can't see the kid. It's like you want to, if that you control where your kid go. If you, why do you want to put me in the middle of that when I have been nothing but a great aunt? So
Correct.
why am I being placed in the middle of that? What you have with him
Is what you have with him.
but me, I just want to be an aunt. You know what I'm saying? And it just wasn't clicking there. So she ended up, taking her baby. Like, like you can't never see my kid again. Then great, that's fine. And like do what you got to do. And that's my favorite kid though. My nephew is really my favorite nephew. Like, and everybody knows this.
Don't let nobody know. Look, everybody knows.
They do. It's okay. Like it is what it is. That's my baby. And like for somebody to do that, and I have never mistreated him. I didn't care what she had going on. My brother like, oh, she just want to go clubbing. I don't care what she got going on. I'm only here for the kid.
Right.
So I'm here because he's my family. So I don't care. I'm not policing her pussy. I don't care what she want to do.
Exactly.
But what happened in those cases where the father side of the family is looked at as a deadbeat side of the family, but in all actuality, they're really not. What happens then?
The kids side of the family more so deadbeat. They're just very not consistent. Like
Okay.
Biscuit for side of the family. One thing I don't communicate with nobody. That's
Okay.
the thing. The kids are old enough. They got their own phone. Call her, speak to, and I always tell them, listen, Biscuit, call and check on your grandpa, call and check on your dad, etc., etc.
We need captions for Envy.
Cause Envy's so low.
I'm like, what?
I'm still low.
A little
You don't
bit.
think he's leaning forward? I'm trying to read lips and listen.
Turn it up. Okay, am I good now?
Yeah,
A little better. You better.
Okay. My thing is, I don't communicate with nobody on either side. You understand what I'm saying? The
Mm-hmm.
kids are old enough; they have their own phones. My thing is keep in contact with them, even though it is not the kid's job to keep in contact with the father or the grandpa and stuff. But it's always good to touch base. And
Yeah.
I remind Biscuit of that because my thing is, don't just be that grandchild that just pops up and asks for something.
Right.
Hey grandpa, how's everything? Hey grandpa, I'm inviting you to my football game. Are you available? Can you come? And that's one thing I can say. His grandfather does come. His grandfather does partake in a lot of his activities. It'd be to the point Biscuit don't want me to go because he don't want the coach looking at me for whatever reason. He don't want me to go.
What do you mean for whatever reason? You know what the reason is.
Bye.
Body, yada, yada. Envy over here talking about for whatever reason.
I'll be civilized, and Biscuit be like, no, it's fine. And Josiah, JoJo is the team sister, so I don't have to go because they have a team sister and everything now. But my thing is, I don't have to communicate because the only thing my issue is that when they want to do stuff with them, at least let me know. Like for example, I had to speak to his father, like maybe a couple weekends ago. He called Biscuit and told Biscuit, listen, get dressed, and I'm like, well, damn, he ain't called my phone to see if I was available. What if I was doing something with you? What if I had a date for something? And my issue is that I have to keep reminding him, like, you do know he has a whole mother that he stays with. So if he's getting dressed, I'm wondering, okay, you got a game?
Well, where he going?
Right. No, my dad told me to get dressed, but your dad didn't hit me. I'm not against him doing stuff with him because I had to speak to him and regarding to that as well. Like, yo, I would hate for him to grow up and be resentful because you're not doing anything. Biscuit is now 13 years old. It should be no reason why you only see him on Christmas, you only see him on birthdays or days later, and that's it. And I had to get on his case because you had a whole COVID situation. You didn't come over here. You could have took him to the park. You could have took him to the field, open air, where he's not around people. That was, of course, it was excuse. But my thing is, these kids can never want for nothing because I make it do on my own. You understand what I'm saying? And
Amen.
it does, right, thank you. And it does get tiring, but my thing is it be to the point I'll be like, well damn, just go over there. And it irritates me because for me to tell him to go over there, I need a break. He looks at it as a punishment.
No.
But I didn't do nothing. But why I gotta go? But I'm just going in my room. But my thing is like, bro, I just need a break. And that's all it really be. You know, at one time he was going over there consistently. Whatever happened over there, they decided to not go. But my thing is, it's just a lack of consistency. It's not more so his fault, and it's not more so my fault. Because my thing is, I'm not gonna call an ex, and I shouldn't have to. And the only thing I just remind him, yo, you know, school time is coming, what we doing? Or Christmas time is coming, what you doing? Are you doing clothes and I'm doing games? Or are we doing vice versa? Or we gonna meet in the middle? Even though I'm still do some extra shit, but I still give him the benefit of the doubt so nothing is duplicated.
Because you the outdoor parent.
I'm not the outdoor parent. It was a couple times I was outdid. I was like, damn, okay, you should have told me that one, you know, but shit happens. But, you know, it's neither here nor there. But my thing is, it's just mainly, it just got to be consistency. And you don't have consistency on the other side of the family because the kids are not there. And I feel if the kids were there 24/7, then it would be more consistency because now it's a must that you have to do it. You have to implement it. It has to be part of your day-to-day schedule. And a lot of times it's not.
You know why I think they say that the father side of the family is like the deadbeat side of the family. If the father is not in the child's life, it usually is that way simply because the mother's family is usually the side of the family that they're with more because they're with their mother. Correct. So if their father doesn't take them to any things on that side of the family, of course it feels like the family, the father's side of the family is deadbeats because they don't spend any time together. I can't say me and my father didn't have the best relationship, but my grandmother, that woman made sure that me and her had a very good relationship. My uncles made sure me and them had a very good relationship. But like the rest of my cousins and stuff, like I didn't hang out with them that much because I didn't live in Brooklyn like the rest of them. So the rest of them know each other much better than I know them simply because they had circumstances where they were always together.
But I think it's more so the fathers are so busy because they gotta work and pay all this goddamn child support.
My father was in jail.
and my father wasn't on child support, but my father and my father's family, my father's side of the family is great. And my father's side of the family and my mother's side of the family are actually the same. Like they just a huge family. Everybody is big on family.
Everybody
so there's really just no time where I can even think about when my father and his family wasn't there. If my father was doing something, somebody was picking me up from their cousins, uncles, everybody. Like, you know, it's like So, like, family is huge.
You had a system, which was good.
Yeah, right. Like, family is huge because it's really what I know. It's the basis of my life. Like, I'm big on my grandparents on my mother's side, and I'm big on my grandparents on my father's side because that's just really what I know. Like, honestly speaking, my grandfather, I was telling this to somebody the other day. My grandfather was the first, my mother's father was the first person who knew I had my period. Like, that's how comfortable I was with my grandparents. And my grandfathers are strong men, and they always preach family. Like, family is just really what I know. So when it comes down to like the whole father side being a deadbeat side, it's like, why? Like, we like it's circumstances that put us in situations as father side. Because now I'm the father side of the family. I got 2 boys, so I'm gonna be the father side of the family. So you know,
you ain't gonna be a deadbeat. I mean, not that you're gonna be like my grandmother, because more than likely, hopefully, your boys will be with their baby mama, which will then be their wife. But me, look, my father's side of the family is very family orientated. So much that my older cousin, we were all treated like we all came out my mother's coochie. Mm-hmm. You know, she was like my big sister. Like, we would spend nights at my grandmother's house in her bed and this, that, and the third. We ate together, and this was like a everyday occurrence. Like, my father would pick my cousin up from daycare and take her to my grandmother's house before I was born. So my father's side of the family is not deadbeats. thankfully for my grandmother
Well, I
and
think what
my uncle.
also causes deadbeat father side of the family is the way the mothers. A lot of times the mothers don't realize how they bash the fathers in
They
front
don't
of the
realize. No,
children.
no, the grandmothers don't realize how fucked up of a child they raised either.
That too, that too, and a
'Cause
lot of times they
they
be
will, oh no, my son would never do that. And when you have that type of grandmother, you're like, I don't want my child around her ass. And that's why they become the deadbeat part of the side of the family. Because you like, she a little too ghetto for my liking.
But I
Oh
know there
shit,
are a
you
lot of fathers that try to be there for their children, but they more so are fighting with the mothers. And
Hmm.
that's where
and
the
yeah,
conflict of the interest is because
and
he's
that's
paying
where it comes.
child support, he's helping him or her with college, and then it's more so the mother of why you got to do this, oh why you didn't just call me, why did they go this way, and a lot of times when the kids get in a certain age, it's like I really
They
shouldn't
try
have to. Right,
But
they
too
trying,
busy
but it's
trying to
like
micromanage everything.
correct,
no, you're trying to control because
and that's where it goes to the control
even
part.
with
Correct.
even if we had like a situation where um like say I had a baby and me and the dad don't work out or whatever, I'm not gonna be like, well, we didn't work, so you guys are not gonna work. No, I would try my hardest to make sure that formula still stays in place because like I don't want to be the I don't want to be the mom that gets resented when my kids get older. They like,
You don't want to be the bitter baby mother.
yeah, and I don't want to be like that. Even like anytime I decide to move on, I'm moving on.
I'm off. I'm
Them
off this.
them feelings is off. So if you are with another woman, kudos to y'all. This kid, I wouldn't have a baby with a man who I didn't trust. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I know that whoever you're gonna have my kid around, there's not gonna be somebody who's gonna be pinching my kid and that. Like, there's somebody you trust. So,
A
like,
Right.
if the
baby
kid,
changes people, a baby changes a relationship, a
it
baby
does.
changes a lot.
So
So
if
you
you,
can have Mr. Knight in shining armor before the relationship,
yes,
before the baby
before the
for years
baby,
and years
yes,
in place. You understand what I'm saying? But at the
yes.
end of the day, it's like it's a different type of
But
ball
I'm,
game now.
but even if you're not my knight in shining armor, I'm not gonna stop you from being a dad. Like, if you know what I'm saying, like I don't.
You may not be able to be a good man to me, but you can be an
Correct.
excellent father.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
now
And you have a
if
lot
you
of
an idiot,
situations like that.
you know, if you an idiot of a dad, then now you got to go. Like I
You gotta
can't.
go.
But as
I'm
far
not
as
gonna let you keep
no,
traumatizing my child. I can't do
I don't
that.
want to traumatize my child. But if it's a situation where you got like another woman, and I'm like, I don't want you're gonna need to come over here to see this kid. Let me tell you, I will pack you this breast milk. I will pack you whatever you need in this bag. This
I
kid
mean,
will be ready for you at the door.
I don't know, but I would like to meet the woman that my baby is going to be around.
If
Just to make sure, type of character
it
she
all
has.
depends. It all depends because for me, for me, I didn't care. For me, I
Hmm.
didn't care because I trusted their dad. So
Hmm.
I know that whoever you got with was going to be somebody of substance. Because he wasn't going to just take these kids around nobody. Let me tell you a true story. We would have them for different
Girl,
holidays.
we almost on 2 hours. We might have to do a part three.
Listen, I'm just saying, he would take them one holiday, one Thanksgiving, they was at one person's house, and he was in love with that girl. The next Thanksgiving, they was at another person's house. I didn't meet any of those girls because I trust him. I didn't care. Rock out. Have
My thing is,
fun.
when the kids get a certain age anyway, they're gonna come home and tell you, "Daddy house is this
No, but
way,
that's what I'm
or
saying. Like,
this girl was this way with
if
us." So
they're a certain age where they could tell me what's going on, but
right,
you just never know. Like, if you have like a newborn who can't tell you shit, you never know.
But somebody could put their best foot forward in front of you and then be the worst person. You have to literally trust the
correct,
other
correct.
parent. You have to trust the other parent. You cannot, because this girl could come to you and she could be like a queen. She could be like, oh my God, I love your kid so much. And then she turned out to
And
be
how you like you faking, bitch?
yeah. I'm
When
just
you
saying,
when
because you
somebody is too nice, you be like, something ain't right.
yeah,
Something
like
ain't right.
I just think I feel like in situations, especially if it's fresh, you just broke up or whatever. And I mean, of course, I would not want my kid going nowhere between 0 to 1 years old. To be honest, But if we did separate and we're not together no more, I can't see me wanting you to be sitting up in my house in my presence. I don't fuck with you. Take this kid with you and go. Like, y'all bring my kid back, at a certain time or whatever. I'm not going to police who you go around. As long as my kid ain't coming back smelling like weed, dirty, blah, 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 blah. Like that's all I'm saying. Now, it's some situations where you definitely need to meet the other person, but you don't need to be up in my
just go.
Yeah, like bye. Like, oh no.
Y'all better cut it out.
Anyway, let's go, y'all.
We're gonna have to wrap this up. We're going on 2 hours, so we eventually have to hear.
I'm hungry too, so we gotta go.
I hope y'all read your text message.
I ain't even checking y'all. I've got to check my text message.
Bye, y'all.
But definitely, y'all, please, big shout out. 108 Soul is on the check-in. They are watching us today, and we appreciate y'all. Once again, 108 Soul, they shout us out every Sunday from 12 to 2. DJ.
I'm about to say, get the times right. Don't be like Dawn, Envy.
I'm not. I'm trying to get it together. But from 12 to 2, 108 Soul, DJ 2 Kane, he is the man. He throw back the music, something that you want to hear, something that you'll definitely start your day with. Please follow us on our business pages, Rainbow Refreshers, Envious Creations, and 360 Photos is under construction. She got to get it together. Also, y'all, I might be laying low because I have a big job for Wednesday. I am doing 300 individual pieces of cake for the Brooklyn District Attorney's Office. So if y'all
I saw that. I saw that. 300. I'll be like, excuse me, sir. Run me my money, but
Right,
That's a big deal. Go Envy. Woo,
yes, that will be this week, and then I have stuff Wednesday, Thursday, Friday evening. I gotta finish up my orders. I am going to Baltimore to do a birthday setup and a brunch. So yeah, when I tell you I'm outside, I'm outside.
Well, when do you want to set up our brunch? Because I'm ready to brunch with you ladies.
We got to do something because we definitely got to do this pop-up shop that we are working on. The pop-up shop will be in Queens. We did not forget about our back to school drive that we're working on as well. So please, when we send out our information, we are definitely got a few things in the motions. We are definitely working over here. We are outside. We got to get Precious outside a little bit more.
No time soon.
Yes, we have to get Precious outside a little bit more because she's backing up.
She said school has begun, so y'all on pause.
But yes, other than that, we will definitely be outside. The network
I will try.
For
2022.
The Evening Rush Network will be out on the 21st, I believe, at Roy Walker's Park. There will be an event there. We will definitely post that information. We also have 2 other shows coming to the network Wednesday, and I believe either Friday from 10 to 11. It's 11 to 12. That is actually a late show. Please follow the Evening Rush network.com. Like we mentioned before, we are definitely preparing to go off of Facebook. So we're going to go off Facebook and we'll follow us on YouTube. So definitely
share, subscribe, and like.
Share, like, and follow because we are trying to leave Facebook and go towards YouTube and all our other platforms. Please, 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 definitely. We appreciate y'all. We took enough of y'all time up, but once again, please follow us at Queens of NYC Podcast on Instagram and Facebook. One word, no asterisk. And also, like I mentioned, our business pages, Rainbow Refreshers, Envious Creations, and 360 Photos is under construction. Once again, big shout out DJ 2 Kane. We hear you. We know you watching. We appreciate you. And we will definitely see y'all next week, Monday. Later.
Later, y'all.